So most entrepreneurs never actually become truly wealthy. It's because they're focused on the wrong targets. They're asking themselves the wrong questions like, how do I increase my income? Instead of, how do I increase my personal net worth? And if you understand this one concept, I promise you your life will change forever just like mine did. Once I understood this, I implemented the 5 steps I'm going to share with you in this video. I was able to triple my personal net worth in just 1 year, in just short 12 months. And just to give you a bit of background, I was probably like a lot of you. So I had 13 different businesses, all for a lot of active income coming through, thinking that I was wealthy. But in fact, my personal net worth wasn't growing at the rate my income was. And this is what I hope for this video. It's for you guys to realize that you're focusing on the wrong metrics and you're not playing the long game, you're just playing the short game, which is going to come back to buy you end of the day. So first things first, the active income, for the people that aren't really familiar with it, that's the income that you derive from the time that you put in. And as soon as you don't put the time in, you stop losing that active income. And then personal net worth income is about you getting your income from the assets, from your investments, your stocks, your real estates, whatever it is. That's providing your income. So the goal is also to always increase your personal net worth income, not your active income. Now to drive this, I guess, example home, let me show you what happened to me. So I had 2 different businesses at one stage, right? I had business A and business B. A, B. Business A was netting me $100,000 a year. Business B, it was netting me $300,000 a year. But business B took 95% of my time, while business A was 5% of my time. Now I thought business B was better because I was taking home $300,000 a year. But in reality, once I went to go sell these businesses and I took myself out of this business and hired people to fill my roles, which I think it's a big mistake that a lot of business owners make. They are doing 2, 3, 4 different roles in the business and thinking they're making bank, but in reality, they're just getting 4 different wages. This business was worth $100,000 plus stock, I think, at the time. This business I eventually sold for $650,000. So when looking at this equation, if I put the same energy and time into both these businesses, what would I end up getting? I could have built 10 different businesses like this at least and be worth 6 mil, or could have built 2 businesses like this and be worth 200K. And this is the prime example of what happens when you're just stuck on the active income that you derive because you probably, you're going through a stage where you're not seeing many results in the business. You're working a lot of hours, you're not seeing the money, and then you're just hoping for that money to come in so you can buy the car you want, buy the watch you want, buy the house you want, whatever it might be. And the only thing in reality, if you want to be wealthy, that you should spend your active income on is to buy back your time. Buy back your time. Because if you buy back your time with the active income that you have, then you can go and build more businesses. And not just that, the valuation of the existing business will increase if you're able to do that and still be profitable. Now, onto the 5 steps of my valuation acceleration method. Now, if you guys implement these 5 steps, I'm sure your business will probably at least double or triple in valuation. Now, when investors are looking to buy your business, you want to look through the lens of what's the business look like for them to buy? Like, what's an ideal business look like? And they normally run through a simple formula. It's your customers times your lifetime gross profit divided by risk. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for what business has a certain amount of customers and the predictability of the profit and the revenue divided by the risk. How long into the future will this business still be there if we buy it today? So there's 5 different steps you can take to make sure this formula here is as valuable as possible. The first one is having durable income. Durable income, essentially, you're not requiring a special person to derive the income. It's not based on your relationships as the founder bringing the sales in, or one influencer, or one retailer. Like example for me, I think I was like 24, 25 years old. I had one business where a massive retailer in Australia called Dick Smith was my main client. 90% of my revenues, I did $5 or $10 million a year in that business. And overnight, that business went bust. Dead. I lost $4 to $5 million overnight. And ultimately, that business wasn't worth as much for that reason, because one thing could happen, that business could go down. So that's why you want to have durable income in terms of the revenues coming not just from one person or one special source that can't be replicated. The second is predictable profit. So you want to make sure the business has predictable profit. The investors and buyers want that predictability because can the revenue be forecasted? Can the profit be forecasted? Are your margins consistent? Or are they growing over time or they're decreasing over time? So sometimes it's actually smarter to slow down the growth of your business like I did in one of our recent businesses, because I want to show investors or people who are looking to purchase a business consistent growth. I didn't want to grow 400% one year, 10% the next, 300% next year. I wanted to show them as a consistent growth into the top right-hand corner that they could predictably see their business is stable, and then they were more likely to invest because there is less risk. The third one is diverse acquisition channels. So in terms of diverse acquisition channels, you want your business to be diverse. As an example, the Dick Smith one before my other business where I was selling to a retailer, if I had 10 different retailers, then that one retailer falling down wouldn't be such a problem. Now, for e-com businesses, we're looking to distribute our revenue between online and offline. And not just that, we're looking at creating our own retail shops and having third-party retail shops as stakeholders. So, we're trying to de-risk the business as much as we can. And also with our acquisition channels on the D2C side, we're trying to go make sure there's a good split between Instagram, Facebook, Google, YouTube, influencer. We don't want to be so heavily reliant on Facebook like a lot of other e-com brands are, because essentially all that is increasing the risk of the business and then downplaying the valuation. So that's what I mean when I talk about diverse customer acquisition channels. Now the fourth thing is diverse customer base and products. This comes in twofold. You want diverse products because you want to try and cross-sell those products to increase the lifetime gross profit of your customers, which will increase the valuation. But you also want diverse customers and products because, once again, it's going to decrease the risk of the business. It's not reliant on one product or one competitor comes out, some new technology, and then your business sinks. So I hope that's making kind of sense to you now. And the fifth part is leadership team. My writing's horrible. The leadership team is very important because you want the people to build a business, you don't want to build a business. And if an investor can come in and can see that your team is building the business, then when they take over, they don't see any difference. But they look at the business and you're so critical in terms of growing the business, then that's going to decrease your valuation. So you want to consistently build the people that build the business. And that will also increase your valuation. And not just that, it's a beautiful business to own, one that you set up to sell that will run from a leadership team. It doesn't require your hard work and sweat equity consistently. So there you have it. If you implement these 5 steps into your business, I guarantee you'll be able to at least double, triple your valuation within the space of 12 months, just like I did. And if this video helped, click the link below and watch my video that I had spent 17 years, all my lessons, all in under 16 minutes.